Hey, what's going on, guys? I want to talk about a dilemma in our current religious world, and that dilemma is the idea of grace without authority. So, in mainstream Christendom, people like to talk all the time about grace, and grace. Without God's grace, we cannot be saved. But we have to also consider that the reason why God's grace means something is because God has the authority to give us that grace. Perfect example is in Mark chapter 2, where Jesus was in the room, and there was a paralyzed man who was lowered down from the roof, so Jesus could heal the man because it was too crowded for them to go through the door. And in so many words, Jesus, well, not in so many words, Jesus looks at him and says, "Son, your sins are forgiven." And the typical detractors of Jesus were thinking and saying, who does he think he is, forgiving sins? God, only God can do that. And Jesus essentially says, so that you know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins, I tell you, take up your bed, pick up your pallet, and walk. And the man gets up and he walks. But Jesus says that he had the authority to forgive sins when he was on earth. And when you have grace, when you have teaching on grace, but you don't have teaching on the authority of Christ, then you're going to have religious confusion. And that's what we see in our world. Religious confusion. Because even when it comes to grace, a lot of times people don't even agree on the biblical definition of grace. They try to come up with their own definitions. And then you have all these different denominations doing different things, doing and approving of things that were never approved of by Jesus, doing things outside of the realm of Jesus's authority, and then slapping his name on it and saying that's going to be acceptable to him. You just have total confusion. And then if you don't have the authority piece really nailed down, you will pull Bible passages out of context to try to confirm a position. But if you don't respect the authority of Jesus and the authority of the words of his apostles, then you really don't have a benchmark. You really don't have a start point or an end point. You're kind of just out, you're kind of just floating. So heed the words of Jesus in Matthew 28 and verse 18. All authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Listen to the words of Jesus. Until next time, peace.